When did you realize you'd become exactly what destroyed your family? I forced my brother into rehab. 6 months later, he died because of it. Because of me. My little brother battled substance addiction for years. It was hard stuff. Stuff I wouldn't even feel comfortable to name here. We lived together, so I'd find him passed out in our apartment monthly like clockwork. Each time he'd beg me to keep it secret from our family, and I always did. For 2 years, I covered for him, cleaned him up, lied to our parents, until the night I found him unconscious on the bathroom floor again. When he woke up, I was done enabling him. I gave him an ultimatum. Rehab, or I tell everyone. He pleaded for more time, but I wouldn't budge. I drove him to a recovery center that afternoon. At intake, he gripped my sleeve like when we were kids. You promised you'd never tell. Don't leave me here. His eyes looked betrayed. I pried his fingers off and walked away, convinced I was saving his life. 6 months later, they called. He'd overdosed in his room. The doctor said substances had been consistently in his system for weeks. None of it made sense. He was in rehab 8 hours a day. Showed no signs of using when he came home each night. How was this possible? That's when I found his secret journal explaining everything. Turns out, the head therapist wasn't a therapist at all. He was a substance dealer who'd created the perfect cover. He'd set up the entire rehab as his dealing operation, targeting patients forced in by family. They were ideal customers, legally trapped, dismissed as lying addicts if they complained, desperate enough to pay anything. My brother had been clean for 2 months before the therapist started pushing substances during sessions. His entries broke my heart. I see hope in my brother's eyes when he visits. I'm letting him down, but this man knows exactly when I'm weakest. Who'd believe me? I'm just another addict. The journal detailed how other patients tried reporting it, but were labeled delusional. The last entry destroyed me. My therapist is my dealer, and my brother paid him to keep me here. I'm sorry I'm too weak to stop. I took the journal to the facility's administrator, shaking with rage. He barely glanced at it before sliding it back and saying, "Your brother was very sick. Paranoid delusions are common in late-stage addiction. Patients create elaborate conspiracies to avoid responsibility." I slammed my fist on his desk, insisting this was real, describing specific times and substances. He pulled out folders of success rates and testimonials from grateful families. Now I wondered how many were fake. When I threatened the police, he smiled. "Your brother signed consent forms. Was court-ordered here. Who'd believe a dead addict's journal over a licensed medical facility?" Security escorted me out. I sat in my car with my brother's journal, realizing they'd built the perfect system. No one listens to addicts. I knew I had to take matters into my own hands. The plan was simple. Check myself in claiming meth dependency, get assigned to the same therapist, document everything with a hidden phone, expose the whole operation. It worked. Within a week, he approached me suggesting maintenance doses. I played desperate. He sold me meth purer than street quality. But after 2 weeks, the plan fell apart. I wasn't pretending anymore. The cravings were real. Teeth ached, skin crawled, couldn't function without it. I watched him prey on others. Kids, elderly, all kept hooked instead of helped. By month 3, I was in deep. Lost 20 pounds, spending everything, just like my brother. The night that everything ended was when I was meeting him at his house. He'd started doing home deliveries for his most addicted clients. I'd been awake for 4 days straight, bugs crawling under my skin, shadow people following me down the halls. The meth had rewired my brain completely. When I knocked on his office door for our emergency session, I was twitching, grinding my teeth, paranoid that everyone knew what I was doing. He let me in with that same practiced smile, and something in my me-fried brain snapped. Maybe it was the hallucination of my brother standing behind him. Maybe it was the way he counted his money while I stood there tweaking. He turned his back to get my medication from his locked drawer. The meth made everything feel slow motion and hyper-fast at once. I picked up the heavy glass paperweight from his desk. Earst hit, dropped him. He tried to crawl away, but the meth rage took over completely. I couldn't stop. Every hit was for my brother, for every patient he destroyed. But really, I was just another meth head losing control. When the rage finally burned out, he wasn't moving. I sat there grinding my teeth, heart racing, watching the blood pool on his expensive carpet. With shaking hands, I gathered all the evidence I'd collected. His dealer phone, his supply, his real books. Left it all stacked on his desk. I've been sitting in his house for 2 days now. His body is still in the basement. The evidence is spread on his kitchen table. His dealer phone, supply lists, records showing how many patients he'd killed. My brother's name is there too. The meth is finally leaving my system, but I don't feel guilty. I feel satisfied. Tomorrow I'll call the police with all this evidence. The facility will be shut down. Other families will get justice. They'll arrest me, and I'll confess to everything.